Thank you for taking time for joining us for today's devotion. Today we take time to look at the heart of man. In Proverbs 8:12-14, I, wisdom, dwell with prudence and find out knowledge and discretion. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogance, and the evil way, and the perverse mouth I hate. Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom. I am understanding, I have strength. We find in that passage, really, wisdom is really needed. However, one of the things God hates is evil. Now, we find that every nation struggles with a vice. Every nation struggles with a sin. An evil that displeases God. For some, it's racism. A life can be lost on account of color. For some, it's immorality. Thousands of children never see the light of day because they are never born. For us right here, negative ethnicity has threatened to tear us apart. In fact, corruption has been so wanton, it's one of the great concerns we have as a nation. For some, it's witchcraft. For some, it's belief systems that affect the way the community lives. And so the question is, for those seeking wealth, how much is enough? What choice does one have over what the color of their skin? What choice does one have over the social status they are born into? These are things we have totally no control over. James 1:13-14 tells us, let no one say when he is tempted, I am tempted by God. God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone. But each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed. See, one is drawn away by their own desires and enticed. Whether it's a struggle for self-esteem, whether it's a desire for power, whether it's a desire for wealth or pleasure, one is drawn away and enticed by their own desires. Jeremiah tells us in Jeremiah 17:9, verse 9, he says, in the NIV version, the heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? The King James renders this way. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? We are finding it's all about the heart of man. When a man meets evil against fellow man, we realize it's a condition of the heart. In Ephesians 2, verses 1-10, it says, And you he made alive who were dead in trespasses and sins, in which you once walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit who now works in the sons of disobedience, among whom also we all once conducted ourselves in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature children of wrath, just as the others. But God, who is rich in mercy, because of his great love with which he loved us, even when we were dead in trespasses, made us alive together with Christ. By grace you have been saved, and raised us up together, and made us sit together in the heavenly places, in Christ Jesus, that in the ages to come he might show the exceeding riches of his grace in his kindness towards us in Christ Jesus. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is a gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. The unregenerate man desires of his flesh drive him. For the regenerate man, it's the will of God that drives him. For the unregenerate man, he seeks to fulfill that inner passion, that inner desire, that craving within. And as Jeremiah said, the heart of man is desperately wicked and evil above all things. Who can understand it? And we find God knows the heart of man. And because of that, we find that once one is a new creation, there is a change of heart. God takes away the heart of stone and brings in a heart of flesh. How I pray that we will pray that God will turn around our hearts of stone and turn them to hearts of flesh, that men will receive Christ, who will change the heart. And once a man is regenerated, he is then able to see people the way God sees them, to see men as creations in God's image and likeness, to see people the way God sees them, to treat people the way God treats them. And with this we know he will be glorified. Take time and reach out to someone and pray for someone who's not regenerated, that the hearts of stone may become hearts of flesh. Thank you for taking time.